everybody. We've got
Hi.
Mel. We got
Hi,
Linda.
everybody. I'm
Hi,
back
good
again.
morning.
I'm back
What
again.
What's the weather like in Chicago today?
The weather in Chicago today, Linda, is crazy. It's 65 degrees. It's unseasonably warm. So I've got on my short sleeves
Yeah,
and 3 weeks ago we were having a snowstorm.
I know. Isn't that well? Listen, let's talk about it, my friend. The
Yeah.
shifting that's occurring.
You're-
Jesus, like 100, probably 300 earthquakes as we speak going on down in the waters off New Zealand.
Well, I think it's Mother Nature's way, at least what my guides say, of warning us that we really need to nurture the planet. Uh,
Right.
this whole Ebola thing, I think, and I've said before, and you've said it too, my guides tell me is a warning. Uh, there are viruses in rainforests that we're stripping that have been isolated for thousands of years, and it would make Ebola virus look like a gentle breeze. So I
Right.
think this whole COVID thing is telling us to stop essentially raping the planet. I don't think, with climate change, I saw a scale, and my guides tell me we haven't tipped the scale yet. But if we don't do something within the next 4 to 6 years, then it will be tipped too far over,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
the consequences are going to be not good.
I've
So
heard the exact same thing. They told me that this too will change. Even the droughts and the fires, they said actually this has occurred on and off for some time. But yeah, if we sort this out, and thank God we've got Biden in there,
thank God.
if we sort this out, we can, come around and it'll be better. It's actually stronger because of what's going on with the pole shifting right now.
Right. Well, you know, I remember when the environmental movement was going on back in the late 60s, early 70s. It was really neat. And then we kind of got away from that, but I'm glad we're back to it. So I'm glad that Biden rejoined the Paris Accords, because I think that'll help. I think some of the big car companies here are now coming out with total electric cars within the next 10 years. So
I don't want total electric though, because power outages are famous out here.
well, I think they'll have hybrids.
That's what I have. I have a hybrid right now, and I like to be able to gas and or electric.
Even with just a hybrid, that will significantly reduce our need for fossil fuels.
Okay.
So in Europe, they closed all of the reactors in Germany along the Rhine River, and they're doing everything with wind power. They're all windmills. So you see these
Wow.
windmill farms everywhere. It's kind of neat.
Remember how the Donald took all those things off the table? He was really trying to hit California. He's telling all the bigwig vehicle places, yeah, you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to have clean energy or any of that. And they all refused. They said, no, we're going to keep going with it.
Exactly. So,
Because they knew he wasn't going to be there long.
some of my people are nervous, thinking, with this whole QAnon thing and with this whole thing about him spouting off that he's going to run again in 2024. But I see him indicted again. I'll repeat. I see federal indictment and in the state of New York. So I think people are nervous now. They're thinking that getting Cuomo out might be a mistake, because if they get a Republican in, and if Trump is indicted and convicted, then they're thinking that a Republican governor might pardon Trump. So that's the
I
news.
don't see a Republican getting in. I see it's a Democrat again.
So do I. So, but that's what people are fearful of.
New York hates Trump.
I'm sorry?
New York hates Trump.
Well, yeah, after everything he pulled about, he turned coat, changed his state citizenship, and then
Right.
he wasn't going to send them any vaccines. So
I just read on the news feed that one supporter showed up when he came to New York last night. There was one supporter.
that was one too many. That's a
And
super spreader event.
clear your mind. Why was Netanyahu meeting him there today?
I didn't even know that, because I've been undercover for a couple of weeks. I had to take a breather from it all. Plus, I had some face work done. I'll tell everybody. It's called threading, and they pull everything up. So I'll be 67 this month, and I said I'm gonna go get threaded. So
Did it pull your manhood, your manhood up too?
oh, honey, it takes more than a thread for that. That would take a forklift. I mean, you get to be a certain age and you know what roll them up's all about.
Oh my God. So
I don't have any man boobs though. That's a good thing.
there you go. There you go. You just made me think, thread it up. It's like all us women, our boobies would go up, everybody would go up. That sounds interesting now. I'm sure people are going to write now wanting to ask them what, because this is a new thing, right?
It's a long cannula, like a needle, and it's hollow. And they numb your face and they draw lines. And so they start here and they come all the way up, and then they pull the needle through, and it's got like it looks like a nylon thread. And they pull the thread tight, and it's got little cones on it, and they press, and that seats the thread. And then they go down the opposite way and they pull that way. And so they did both sides, and then they did the top part of my neck. And I have to go back in 6 weeks and do this part.
Were you sore or swollen or anything?
You know, here's what happened. When they did it, I was bleeding. And so normally that doesn't happen. But she said, did you take aspirins? I said, no. And so we were talking about Starbucks. I said, I drink green tea every day. And she goes, oh my God, never do that when you go through a procedure, because green tea is a little bit of a blood thinner and it stops.
Oh.
Yep.
You heard it here, folks. That's good to know.
The other thing is I told her, I said, I cycle through Novocaine like most people, or lidocaine like most people go through Kleenex on a bad allergy day. I mean, when I go to the dentist, they have to give me enough lidocaine to put down a horse, the numbing ingredient. So she said, are there any redheads in your family? And I said, yeah, what's that got to do with it? My grandmother was a redhead. And she said, you have the redhead gene. And I said, what? And it's a gene mutation for those of us that have it that causes us to metabolize the anesthetic so quickly.
That's what I do. My dad was a redhead. Yeah.
But I'll tell you the secret. She told me, take a Tylenol before you go. And that will help. Yep. I got an education.
Wow. I love it. So, okay. Now, did we talk about Netanyahu, why he's there?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. My ADD kicked in, reel me back. I tend to think they're trying to pull some kind of political deals. And I tend to think that, Netanyahu probably knows a lot about Trump that's not quite so legal. And so I think it's really a meeting to, and Netanyahu, there's a lot of things on him too. So I think it's really to tell each other to be quiet.
Yeah, but it's interesting because he's coming, he represents Israel, and he doesn't, I thought, well, why didn't you open the door to Biden? Why would you come see Trump? And then I heard my dad say, oh yeah, he asked if he could see Biden. Biden said no, he couldn't do him right now. Right.
You're right. And I think that was Netanyahu's middle finger, if you will.
Yeah. And I think Jared's there. Or what's his name?
What I'm nervous about, I'm glad that Biden didn't give Trump the briefings on national security, because obviously Biden knew he would spill it out. But I just hope that Netanyahu, I'm sure he's telling Trump a lot of secret stuff going on. But I got a feeling like behind the scenes, Biden told him, you better shut up about certain things that Trump doesn't know about.
Okay.
Because if that leaks, it's not going to be pretty.
Now, everybody and their neighbor, unfortunately, you and I both didn't watch Meghan and Harry.
Watch it.
About this morning, first thing in this morning on that Joe and MSNBC, they were showing, and I was earlier, but you guys, when him and I first came on, I was telling them some of the stuff that was being said. And I think we both pretty much came to the conclusion, my hit was that it's Charles and the Wilder.
I agree. I don't, when you ask me the question, sometimes it's good just to do a cold read on something, maybe it's good I haven't seen it, because then
that's good. Yeah.
The bias is not there.
Right.
But my take on it is the Queen had absolutely nothing to do with it. Uh,
And she talks to Harry says he talks to Queen all the time.
I don't even think the Queen knew everything or knew very little, if anything at all, about what was going on. So,
but they told her that her son would not have a title and would not get protection.
right, exactly.
Which is weird because if you think about it, he is the brother of the future king.
Right.
And Charles has a brother, Andrew, of a future, and his daughters were given princess titles. How come everybody else gets titles but this little boy from the American?
Well, I think because they pulled away from the family, but here's
No,
the
this
deal.
is before. This is
Oh,
before
I
they
see.
made the decision to go.
I got you. Well, I had a hard time seeing Charles ever being the king.
Me too.
Uh,
Me too.
and the Queen, why do you think she's not abdicating and not resigning? She's going to stay there till they carry her out.
Yeah, because she knows the trouble that's coming. Because the other thing is
God
that,
forbid, though, if something would happen to Charles and she's still the Queen, then it would go to Charles's next sibling.
it would go to the first son. I can't his name.
Exactly.
I don't think there's trouble with him either.
No.
And it's Charles, because there was a comment made that at a certain point in time, Harry could not even call his dad because his dad blocked him. Now,
Charles
who
is the problem.
blocks their own son?
No one. Charles is the problem. My guides tell me he's the problem. Just like when he was married to Lady Di and when they separated, look at that, how she was treated. And
but here's the deal. If anybody saw The Crown, Oprah said, have any of you seen The Crown? And they're all like, no. Yeah, they're in front of that TV watching that show.
Exactly.
But anyway, what they said is he was always fiercely jealous of Diana. Fiercely. Remember when she did that little dance on the stage? She wanted to surprise him for his birthday. He was livid.
And I think that's what's going on now, because Meghan has got the charisma of like a Diana, and Charles ain't liking it.
He doesn't like it.
Or his wife is call her the Rottweiler.
I hate to say it, but as much as he's a man who likes greenery and all that and taking care of the earth, I think there's a little bit of racism in that family.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot.
Yeah. I never saw it active, but he's ever since Diana. In fact, I don't pick up a People magazine. I don't watch TMZ, anything because of what the reporters did to Diana.
Oh,
and then this was coming up, and I had swore I wouldn't watch something like that. Boy, oh boy! First thing this morning on all the news channels. And then, of course, UK's version and America's version's night and day.
Of course.
The UK is like, oh, she's lying. She didn't want to commit suicide or this and that, But,
well, it's funny. When we were in Europe before COVID and you watch CNN there.
Yeah.
And you come here and you watch CNN on American issues, you get two totally different pictures.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So I'm sure what, the UK, what they're broadcasting in UK is kind of like their version of it. In other words.
So let's say there was that movie Greenland with my guy Gerard Butler and a asteroid.
I saw that movie. It's really cool.
Yeah, hit the UK and destroyed everything. So does that mean Harry would be the next king? I think they're way better off. I think he feels a little bit because he was raised as a prince. He was raised privileged, etc. So, but I love the fact he's a Virgo, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I love the fact that he loves his wife so much. I mean, he truly is a prince. And somebody said he was at an event with a polo event with a very famous actress who required all these things, a $700 parasol. She required a certain kind of drink. Anyway, after the event was over, there was a military woman who was saying the theme or something at the place. He wanted to meet that military woman. Had nothing to do with the actress or anybody else famous there. And I said, there you go.
I think it took a lot of courage for him to say, that they kind of wanted out of the royal family or to live their own lives. I really admire that.
I do too.
In fact, it was Queen Elizabeth, it was, I think, her uncle, the way she became the queen, because her uncle married a commoner or a divorcee, and
Yeah,
so abdicated the throne. And so her father, this queen's father, was not in line for the throne.
yeah, but
And
he was reluctant to be the king too. So they
it-
were mad at that guy abdicating. But that guy that abdicated was a Hitler lover. So it's probably better for the UK.
well, then, yeah, but then, she just, by incredible stroke of luck and
Right.
fate, got to be the queen. So I don't know. I think she's innocent in all this. I think, my guides are telling me, Charles, Charles,
Charles,
Charles.
that's it. When I asked my guides, I was driving home from the doctor and I was thinking of you that I need to ask you about this. And then I heard his clear as day, Charles. I could see him. And that Rottweiler, Camilla, and I don't know if I told you the story. Years ago, I was watching Diana on TV, and she's so pretty, and Diana this and Diana that. And then all of a sudden, they put a picture of Camilla with one of those bowler hats on, like they wear to go riding or playing polo. And I went, whoa. Anyway, Diana called her the Rottweiler. So that's what I use.
Oh dear, she's quite unattractive.
But it's beyond that. It's the ugly inside. And the fact that she knew they knew they were using this girl who was just a girl.
Right.
And he was literally forced into it, if you think about it.
Well, Charles isn't much to look at.
But he wants all the attention.
If his ears get any bigger, he could just get a job as an airplane, because he could just flap them and fly people around.
Right. Right.
Hope something else is as
But
big
he's
as
a Scorpio. So, Scorpio men can be very cruel to their own children.
I'm a gay man. I don't have any kids, but I've helped raise a bunch of them.
Okay.
And I could even fathom not taking a phone call from your own child. How mad you are. That's your kid,
Right.
So,
well, my dad's a Scorpio.
Everybody in my family is Scorpio, except me. I'm an Aries.
He didn't take my call. He was mad at something.
Oh yeah, I'm an Aries, so I was the only black chick in the family.
You're the one like, what the F is wrong with you?
Exactly. Don't believe what your brother did. He ran off and joined the spiritualists.
Okay, we got loads of questions, my friend.
Okay, sweetie.
Catherine wants to know, do you see the stock market going down a lot?
I had predicted, my guides told me that the first part of this year would obviously be slow due to COVID. But, but after everybody gets vaccinated and things get back to normal, second half of this year, the economy is going to do well. So, right. I see the stock market kind of like this with a few little squiggles, but I don't see any super major hits. So
like when COVID first happened, remember those drops?
I was watching, we were in St. Croix just watching the numbers go down, 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 down.
Right. But I've been telling people that I really feel that, some adjustments and stuff, but I didn't see Armageddon, not like 2008 or anything like that.
I just see it more like this,
Okay. Okay. Somebody just said, thank you, Frida. She just said, both of you together are a real treat. Thank you. And Sterling too. Aw, Sterling. Elaine wants to know, will Social Security recipients who receive under $1,500 a month receive a decent increase before 2022?
Well, Biden was wanting to reach across the aisle, but with a lot of these Republicans, not zero of them voted for this package. I mean, it's like, the obstructionism continues.
And 70% of Americans wanted this.
Of course. I'm all for the minimum wage going up to $15 an hour. But anyway, Elaine, I wish I could lie and say I do see it getting a lot more money between now and 2022, but I don't. I mean,
I see it going up, but it's not until the new people are in.
I see it going up, but it might be a 1 or 2% raise.
They're still doing that, yeah. But
listen, I think, Elaine, what you should do is be vocal
and vote with somebody else in there, a Democrat, and then we can get our $15 an hour raise, and we can up the Social Security.
But the other thing is, call your congressperson, and your senator's office and write a letter or email and just say that how come they can vote themselves nice raises and they can get wonderful health care insurance, but yet Elaine is making less than $1,500 a month. Everybody needs to write and say they shouldn't be giving themselves a raise right now.
Oh, God,
That money should be coming to us.
right. So
So
this governor DeSantis in Florida, they found out that he can choose who gets vaccines. Well, he chose all the rich people in Florida to get their vaccines. And they're looking at doing some sort of, what do you call it when you're doing something underhanded? Like, it's probably a payoff because he probably gets money in his campaign. Will he get in trouble for this?
well, technically, it's not against the law. I mean, it might be in violation of federal mandate. I don't know. But yes, he will get in trouble for it.
Thank you.
Not legally, but it's very clear. Get voted out of office. And my guys are telling me everybody's going to start speaking up about what they're trying to do in some states to limit people's voting rights.
Yeah.
So it'll look for a while like they will succeed, but they won't. So
That's
my guys are showing me victory.
Good, good. Now, what Linda wants to know, why is it taking so long for indictments to hit 45?
Because it can't be like, I was going to say something else, but I don't think we can swear on here anymore. It can't be like sand that you throw and hit on the wall and see what sticks. These people are doing, an incredible job of everything under a microscope, because when they get a case, they're going to make sure that they have enough charges to stick and get a conviction. They don't want to
just get all the tax returns too.
That's right. So, you can do it haphazardly, but look what happened when they rushed the impeachment through this time. Okay. Well, of course, if they would have voted secretly, they would have voted to impeach Trump, but they didn't have a certain part of the anatomy that they needed.
Right.
Anyway, so I think, I don't think it's stalling or anything like that. I think that they're just doing it really methodically, surgically.
Right.
And so he's going to be charged with, I see at least 7 or 8 charges or more. And so,
especially with our gal in New York, the one that we were all so looking forward to.
That's right. So
now here's another one. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Janie, thank you, Janie. Will Swalwell's lawsuit take place this year? Will it be a powerful court case? He's suing the president for inciting this Capitol riot.
I mean, who is?
Eric Swalwell. He's filed a lawsuit.
I see 2 delays with it, but they might even offer to make an out-of-court settlement, but they're going to take it to court.
Okay, thank you.
They're going to take it to court, and who's going to win, right?
Yes, the Swalwell will.
Hello, it ain't going to be Cheeto Head.
So Patricia wants to know, will Biden and the Dems pass the Voting Rights Act?
Biden and the Dems will pass it. I don't know what's going to happen in the Senate. They might try to filibuster, but I think they can. Is it 51% if they can use the nuclear option?
Yeah.
I think because they have Kamala. So.
Well, the reason they got it, they were going to get this COVID relief plan.
Well, and what will happen is, then, in some states, the reason some states are doing this is because they're setting it up already, or if it goes into law, then they can file lawsuits and get it to the Supreme Court and see what the Supreme Court's going to say. But, the Supreme Court is hard to judge because, Trump put 3 of them there, but guess what? Some of them clearly aren't going Trump's way.
No, I know. Well, Kavanaugh's must be sweating. They're about ready to look at him.
Oh, he's sweating bullets.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Paulette wants to know, why isn't Biden declaring a disaster in Mississippi about the water conditions? We're not hearing about that on the news as much. And there are horrible water conditions, just as bad as Texas.
I don't know, but my guides tell me that, it will be called to his attention and he will go look at it. And, he's going to say that both of those situations were disasters. So it will happen.
And Mississippi.
That's
Just
right.
Now, while you were talking, I can feel somebody coming in some engineering type people coming in and helping them fix that.
Yeah.
This is in some poor parts of Mississippi. My grandma was born in Mississippi.
God. My grandmother was from the Appalachian Mountains.
Ooh. Okay, Elaine wants to know, will there be more or monthly stimulus checks for people on very low incomes or very low Social Security?
Well, I don't think it'll be monthly, but I do think there's going to be another, I call them care packages that'll be coming out. This bailout, but I see another one coming
Okay,
right around middle part. I don't know. It could be like July or August. So I see another stimulus package coming,
okay,
which the Republicans are going to be like against, but it will happen.
okay. Will we get an infrastructure? This is, oh, Mel, but it's a female space, but it's Mel.
Hi,
Will we
Mel.
get an infrastructure bill passed in 2021? Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia announced he would block unless REP must be Republicans are included.
Well, I don't know why Manchin would block that, or Manchin never pronounced his name, but I had, my guides had shown me like you saw engineers, but like building roads and bridges and railroads and infrastructure.
I see big time infrastructure stuff going on.
Exactly. And I had said that Biden would start something like maybe the Civilian Conservation Corps, like part of the New Deal, which something like that.
That's what I saw before this president was even announced. I said, whoever the new president is going to do stuff, because who kept coming to me was Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Exactly.
And he was telling me he's going to start like helping people, helping with jobs, helping people work on the roads, the infrastructure. But these people you can't work with. That's why I'm thinking in 2 years' time, we might hit the ground running.
Well, I think in 2 years' time, we have to be really diligent because we want to keep the House and the Senate and get more seats in the Senate and in the House.
Right now, the bigwigs in the top lineage of knowing how these things go really do see us picking up more seats in the Senate.
So do I.
A bunch of Republicans are retiring, by the way.
So do I, but we can't sit on our laurels.
No, I know.
We gotta be vocal and be active in a good way.
Can you believe Georgia even said that it's illegal now to feed people in line to get their vote done? You can't bring
It's horrible.
Food. That's how petty they are.
They're just trying to make it difficult for people to vote. But you know what? If some SOB told me that I couldn't vote, that I couldn't try to get me out of line, I would I would grow like spikes on my shoes. They wouldn't move me. It would be like,
you don't even want to see what I'd look like if I couldn't have that slice of pizza.
Oh, honey, I would pop an aneurysm.
Oh my God, you don't want to see an Irish Comanche Indian woman go cray.
How about Irish, German, and a little Italian? I'd be right there with you. We'd be kicking butt from here to Sacramento.
What? I can't have that pizza? Okay, so
pepperoni to me.
Please ask Mel if he will do a McConnell impersonation.
Well, I normally don't do it unless I practice for y'all, and this is just like socialism to give these people this money, and I'm just again it because my wife doesn't got a lot of that.
Mateo is asking that question. Speaking of that, so apparently,
I'm channeling Mitch right now. I can't answer no question. I can't answer no questions. I'm channeling Mitch.
Apparently, I've been saying this for years. I said something was going to happen with the wife, trouble, and that Mitch was going to have to exit stage left himself, which he's talking about right now. But he wants to make sure that Kentucky House picks a Republican, because we have a Democratic governor. I don't see that happening, him being able to change that.
I think if he leaves, you have to, I think the way, I don't know, I know how it is in Illinois. I don't know about Kentucky, but I should, I was born there, God forbid. But I think if he leaves the Senate, I think the governor might have to appoint a Republican. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But, I'll do, well, the governor.
Staying Republican in.
Well, the governor of Kentucky is a Democrat, you know, and I can't leave because we got to have a Republican in there. So we
Well,
can
he's talking
help.
about leaving, and this stuff that's happening right now that she's in trouble about, you know, our guy Bootylicious is in there now. So he's going through everything.
Mr.
And
Mitch
they're
going
going
to
to
be
find out a whole bunch of stuff.
Mitch going to be wearing orange this called. You have them gel sliders, you know, them that you put your feet in and you just slide them right on there, orange. You look good in them.
He could be on Night of the Walking Dead and just fit right in.
Oh my God. I had a turkey chip, but his is hanging down to,
And
Lord.
Trump is talking trash about him now.
That
Oh my God.
got a bad case of the uglies.
Oh my God.
If I had that face on my rear end, I wouldn't be afraid to back. I wouldn't be afraid to back in the hornet's nest.
Well, Mel, the thing is that I definitely feel that Trump is a wannabe has-been. He'll be Joe McCartney is what my guides showed me. So
You're right.
what I feel they're saying to me is he'll drop like Joe McCartney, like all of a sudden who?
Trump has got lower lip syndrome right now because he's not getting the media attention.
Nope.
The thing that kind of bothers me though, you know, he still is getting some. But, you know, Biden just got the biggest thing accomplished of his presidency in like within 3 months' time. And it kind of was overshadowed by this stuff with Trump. It's like, no, we really need to refocus. We need and talk about Biden and what's
Right.
going on.
And
You know,
that's why they did not vote for Biden. It's not
That's right.
because their communities didn't need it. It's
No.
because it would be a win for Biden.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Because they want to play to Trump's base.
Right.
So, I mean, we could
So,
still talk about Trump. I kind
Do
of
you
like
see Elaine Chao packing her bags and heading back to China, or what do you see?
I see bags packed, but it might not be to China.
Okay. There's more investigations coming.
You got it.
She really loves her dad, and you know I understand that. But she was doing what she was interfering and making things. Well, when you were in the Trump administration, you could cheat.
Yeah, but you know, the problem is, you know, if anybody else did that, they would go to jail or they would
I
be
know.
really in a lot of trouble. So, you know, there has to be accountability. There really has to be.
I know.
And I think as a nation, you know, under Cheeto head, we lost our accountability. And I think we need to get that back, and we are. So
Right. So Elizabeth wants to know, is there going to be any weather disasters for Southeast Texas?
well, I do see a lot of tornadoes. Of course, they're in the tornado belt anyway, and a lot of flooding down there. Um, you know, they don't get hurricanes down there, I don't think.
Yeah, they
But
do on the border when it comes in and the
oh, that's right, because I
Yeah,
see some hurricanes hitting that area, but a lot of tornadoes. There's going to be a lot of tornadic activity, a
that's what
lot
I'm
of
feeling too. Yeah.
flooding too. So I
Um,
hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hate when people lose their property, and that's just
and
that
in
bothers me.
Oklahoma too. And my cousins, the tribe will pay for a one of those things like Dorothy went in that you
I'll
there's
safe room.
tornado. Yeah, the tribe will help pay if you live in Oklahoma.
Wow.
Okay, so okay, so Nathan wants to know, hey Mel and Linda, I'm curious about Andrew Cuomo from New York. What is going to be the outcome for him?
I can tell you right now, my guides tell me he's not going to resign.
Okay, thank you. They're
All right.
talking about impeaching him now.
I don't know how many votes they'd have to impeach, but you know, impeach just means to bring to, I think, to the hearing, and then they just decide if they're going to get him out of office based on what happens in the impeachment. But I don't know if they'd have enough votes to remove him from office, even if they impeach him.
I know there's people that know him that he's really an asshole to work with. It can be very he's Italian.
Thanks.
But you know, I knew him back in 1980, and he blew a kiss to me across the room, so I'm going to file a claim too.
Well, yeah, you should go and say he propositioned me.
I mean, compared to this orange crush that was in office, and there people are saying, "Oh, well, he asked if he could kiss me or whatever." Yeah, you know, he was probably a dirty old man, but he definitely, I don't know.
Well, harassment of any kind is wrong. Okay.
It's wrong.
Especially for people in authority. But what bothers me, and if Cuomo did that, it's completely wrong.
Right.
But what bothers me is the hypocrisy. They let Trump get by with paying off a hooker,
A hooker. Yeah.
right?
Illegally.
And Trump said, grab him by the you know what.
Yeah.
Okay, all of this, oh, well, it was locker room talk. Oh, okay. But yet here, the Republicans are having 3 heart attacks and 2 strokes, and they're using it for political gain. I don't get the hypocrisy of
And
it.
now you got Don Jr.
Oh, I know.
making a tape saying that coked up like major, saying, oh yeah, no, a 4th person has come forward. He still
My
can't
guy,
catch up. I'm sorry, sir, but he still can't catch up with your daddy.
that's right. My guides tell me Don Jr. is going to be in a lot of hot water.
Me too.
So he better get his orange ready too.
So, okay. So now I had my grandson here, by the way, this weekend. Holy cow. Boy, when these kids, they're just go, go, go.
I know.
So I gave him the purple juice. You know which one I'm saying.
The Kool-Aid.
He said, Mama, Nana Cray, huh? I took him to the toy store down the street. It's a cute toy store. Not the least bit interested in any of those toys. He's a gamer now.
Oh, cool.
He's only 7 and he's a Virgo, September 7th.
Wow, he's smart then.
Oh, Deborah asked a really good question. And this is personal for me because my mother had this. She said, do you see a cure for rheumatoid arthritis in the next 5 years?
It's an autoimmune disease, actually. It's a whole group of diseases. So, I think lupus is involved in that and everything else. What I do see is a treatment or treatments that will work very well for autoimmune disorders by using monoclonal antibodies. And that research is huge now. In fact, I'm on a monoclonal antibody. I give myself a shot every 2 weeks for cholesterol because I can't take statins, and it's a wonder drug. It prevents heart attacks and strokes, and it's pulled my cholesterol down to normal levels with that alone. So I'm thinking with the monoclonal antibody research that people with rheumatoid arthritis, certain forms of MS, things like that, would be able to maybe give themselves a shot every 2 or 3 weeks, and it'll just kind of
That'd be wonderful.
keep it at bay.
That would be wonderful. People struggle so, and I noticed my mom had it since she was 12, and she slowly, her hands were crooked, her jaw had to be broken and replaced because it was falling back, and she had all these horror. In fact, what killed her at the age of 76 was taking prednisone for too long.
Oh yeah, that'll hurt your liver.
And she got failure to thrive because she couldn't heal from a surgery she had.
Yep. I think it might be 15 years before they're able to figure out. I think they know the gene that causes that whole group of diseases, but figure out how to splice it and turn it off.
Right.
So that technology they're working on. So that might be 10 or 15 years off. Meanwhile, within the next 5 years, I think monoclonal antibodies they'll have to.
We heard it from you. We heard it from Mel right here. So listen, Sheila wants to know, she says it's good to see you, Mel.
Oh, I'll be posting a video soon.
My question is, will Trump ever just go away and quit trying to still be president by having his 3rd Trumpster party he's doing with his followers?
This is going to be funny. My guides show me athlete's foot. It's like athlete's foot. It comes, it goes, you spray the stuff on, it goes away, it comes back.
It stinks.
Ultimately, you're lucky you kill it off, okay?
So he's just...
Trump loves the attention, but ultimately, he will be gone, all right?
Okay.
It's going to take a while, but I'm still nervous about his health. He really needs to watch his health. And my guides tell me he's not. And it's when I try to concentrate on Trump for a long term into the future,
you don't get it.
My guides show me nothing.
And I don't see him running for president again, but I do see him sitting with 2 attorneys facing a judge.
I do too.
So there's going to be stuff coming up that's so intense. I think he blows a gas.
More than one judge, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Judges. But anyway, so I just don't see a long-term future for him. And
I don't either. I mean, we don't say, we're not necessarily saying he's going to kick the bucket. What we're saying, he just goes out of the picture. He might even get Alzheimer's like his dad.
that could be, because I just don't feel like, it's like I feel nothing.
Yeah.
Which actually would
you
be
do
very
feel
hard.
Don Jr. going down though. Me too.
I do. My guide showed me that. It's like he's going to be surrounded. You know what they show me? All these legal papers flying around him. He's like grabbing, and he doesn't know which one to grab at. And they're just like encircling him and almost not suffocating him, but he's like on a tilt-a-whirl.
Right.
And it's just like they're closing
I
in.
see Trump just now when you said that. I see him sort of shutting down, and then they're hitting the kids up. Like I see asking questions, and Trump says, I don't know, you'll have to ask them. You know, like he's not even connecting. That's weird. I just got that flash.
I don't think he's connecting now.
Yeah. So, is there anything you guys want us to know? Anything coming up that we need to know about?
Well, the good news is, you know, by at least the middle part of, you know, the end part of this year, I see traveling open up again. Yay.
You know what I was feeling? A boom in traveling. Like people are going to say, yes, let's do this. You better make your reservation now because everything's going to be booked.
Well, Linda, I've got an idea for you and I do my psychic adventure tours. I just put them together, and then I work with other tour operators. So I've got a yacht tour going to up the coast of Croatia in July of 2022.
Okay.
So I said, I got to talk to Linda Grindle. Maybe she and I can get a group of people to go on one of these tours.
I'd be happy to.
So they could come and have fun with Linda and Mel.
Yeah.
I do see a lot of travel in your future, Linda. I really do.
Well, the book is going along very well.
Yes.
Things are going good with the book. It's coming to me now. They're hitting me up as I sit still. They are giving me information. So
I want an autographed copy, and you've got, you know, it will get published. Good. You know, I'm reading you
not
right
even to make money or anything. The guys just bug me on the book like it's kind of something to help people look at and say, okay, so she says this, let me try this. You know,
Exactly.
that kind of thing.
You know, obviously it could lead to a lot more seminars and workshops if you wanted to do those. But, you know, there is a second book you'll write, another book.
You and other psychics have told me that. I don't know what the second book would be. Maybe
you know,
more about my lovely personality.
There you go. Mine too. Maybe we should write one together. Be my luck on my book, there'll be one person that shows up to read it, like at the Trump rally.
I'll be like Donald Trump with one fan showing up.
There you go. Anyway, I see a lot of improvements with your health. There's nothing seriously wrong. I asked my guides.
Thank you.
And I think probably that's the inner ear thing going on with the vertigo. And probably it could be some fluctuations with blood pressure like we talked about, but they'll get that.
And I just got back from the doctor and my blood pressure, you guys, is very high.
It's white coat syndrome, part of that. But
He also said I gained 20 pounds, and he said it's probably because you gained weight. I said I want a second opinion, and he said you're ugly too.
Well, it shouldn't put that much weight on you, but you know, I do see weight loss coming for you.
Yeah, thank you.
No keto diet, that's really dangerous.
Yeah, you know, I lost the weight from keto and I gained it back really fast. So I gotta think in terms of lifestyle change. And I've been doing, you know, I got real big with the second child, who was 10 pounds, 1 ounce. Then I lost a whole bit and I was doing real good. It took a while to lose the weight. And then I was nearly there, and then the COVID hit.
You know, a lot of people, I gained 20 pounds with COVID, and I stepped on the scale the other day. I'm like, oh my God. So I've lost like, I think 6 or 7 pounds. But I just, I just eat a little thing for breakfast and then lots of salad with chicken breast for lunch. And then at night, lots of vegetables with just a little piece of meat. So that'll do it. You got to be careful with beans and corn, but I do see you taking off the weight. And the question is, then will you keep it off? And the answer is absolutely yes, you will.
Ooh, thank you.
But what's funny? If you wouldn't have brought it up, I don't think anybody would notice it.
Well, yeah, if I stand up, I'm going to go about this big.
Well, honey, if we stand up, it's like, hello. There's certain, I do my Southern accent. There's just certain things we don't show.
Right. What do they call it was on that Golden Globes last night. That's what I watched, by the way. They talk about how everybody's all dressed up from here down, then below is their sweats or their jammies. That's me. I wear my sweats and my jammies.
That's what I would do when I work from home. I got all these sweatpants and but today I got my regular pants on.
But I knew because I went up a size in my pants too. And
oh, me too.
I had just bought all my good, I'd gone down. I was looking so forward, but it doesn't matter.
But I see, I see a lot. Well, you're not that old. I see a lot of my birthday's this month, March 22nd. I'll be 60.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Anyway,
I need to fly out there and party.
Hey, let's do it. I see balance for you.
Thank you.
A lot of balance.
Thank you.
And
how about Biden's health? Do you feel he's in good shape?
Yes, I do. People, when that whole thing came out about him being senile and this and that, it's not that at all.
No.
If I get really nervous, I have a little stutter and I go, a lot. So a lot of times when I'm like that, for me is the mental pause. So I don't stutter. So when he does that mental pause and he seems to kind of like space out for a second, he's shifting gears so he doesn't get hung up in the stutter.
Okay. That makes sense.
I mean, his health looks incredible.
He looks fantastic. And he loves his wife and he loves those dogs. And he hasn't.
Oh my God. I want to meet those dogs.
They're so adorable.
I know. Are you thinking about getting another dog? Why is Spirit showing me another dog for you?
Well, Lulu's not doing very well. We're taking her in and out of the hospital. But if something happened to her, I might get another dog because I don't know if Jack can handle it,
You're going to get another dog.
What?
I see another dog.
I hope a smaller dog.
Well, probably about the size of Lulu. They show me the number 1, so it could be, how timing works with us is mine's out of kilter, but it could be like 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. It could be January. Within a year, you'll be like, Mel, you're crazy. I'm not getting another dog. I see another dog.
Isn't that funny? My daughter's going to get a miniature Labradoodle, I think, a small one.
But that's fine. And she will.
Who could get a dog and then say it's not working out and I end up with the dog.
It could very well be, but I see a dog.
Something like that, because I wouldn't let her sell it or anything. So.
Is your dog limping, Lulu? What's wrong with her?
Yes. Lulu's limping, and the vet says they were ruling out Cushing's. They had her all day Friday, did all these tests. Her liver function is a little off, her kidney a little off, not bad. But she said her body weight, she's like 91 pounds right now.
Wow.
And her body looks weird. That's why she thought she had Cushing's, because the fat distribution is weird. I said, well, I got Cushing's too.
Yeah, me too. In certain parts of my body.
She probably inherited from me. But anyway.
I should push it down a little. Did they check her liver function and stuff like that?
But she's going to go to a internalist.
I want to have him do an ultrasound of her abdomen.
Okay.
Because
he may do that, but I can ask them to.
How old is she?
She's going on 5 years. 11/24 should be 5 years.
She's young.
Yeah.
Well, she's not ready.
I only had her 6 months and she started to limp because her back knees, they're not really knees. What do they call them? They were based on when you're born. It's inherited. It comes from poodles. It didn't grow right. It was going to pop out all the time. So this specialist from UC Davis came. It was thousands of dollars.
Oh
But
yeah.
she had the surgery, and then after that is when she'll go on walks and stuff with me and Jack, but she'll like collapse. She has to just lay down.
Is she a Labradoodle?
Huh?
Is she a Labradoodle?
She's a Labrador.
Well, sometimes a problem is, when they do designer breeds like that, they, dog training is my hobby.
Oh,
And I love training dogs. Oh my God, it's so cool. I love working with dogs. But anyway, a lot of times what happens is, some of that sounds almost like it's inherent in the breed, like poodles and also labs. And so I'm thinking it might be a genetic thing. That's what's hitting me.
yeah, that's that. They were saying that the leg thing that I had, sir, which by the way, it worked. But
Right.
right now she's limping, but the doctor said it's in her shoulder, but they're not really dealing with that. They're dealing with they said if she could take some of this weight off, it'd be good. But she gets 3/4 cup of dry food, and I give her a half a chicken breast chopped up in her food in the morning and at night.
Did they check her thyroid?
Yeah, they checked it. Oh, trust me.
It's something metabolic going on, obviously.
The
Oops, I'm sorry.
doctor says, Linda, I am sure
Sorry.
something.
Hold on, Linda. Hi, I'm sorry.
She said, I am sure there's something going on with this dog. So if you don't mind, I know it's going to cost money. I said, that's fine. She said, but let's get her to a specialist and just have her checked out.
I'm hearing they'll find out what it is.
Oh, good.
Uh,
I was
um,
hoping it's Cushing's because I hate to say it. They give them a pill. That's it. And it takes care of it.
Well, but is she losing the hair on her tail?
No,
Because usually Cushing's will do that. Are her eyes real buggy?
no.
I don't think it's Cushing's then. I think it's kind of, could be, I'm picking up something to do with the liver.
And Jack is the one that's always hungry. Jack eats his meal and looks for more. She feels satisfied. She's not looking for more food. Jack will stare at you while you're eating. Lulu doesn't do that.
I feel like they'll get to the bottom of it, but
Thank you.
sometimes dogs are angels with fur, and they're all angels with furs, but unfortunately, sometimes they're given to us, and they have to be called home too soon, I think. But
Yeah, and my baby. I don't believe in allowing dogs, but she's not suffering. She's extremely happy.
I can see her tail wagging there. She doesn't
Yeah.
look like she's suffering at all.
They're
No,
very, very happy dogs. They know I'm closing with you now. That's why they're right here.
They
can
know.
tell. They know when I'm coming off readings. They can't come up because I get the BALL and throw it outside. They love it. Do you know these dogs? I have Squeaky. I always get the Squeaky ones. And they have to be a certain type. There's only 2 types that they'll play with. But if the squeak is gone, they'll go up and sniff it, not bite it, sniff it and walk away from it.
oh my goodness. Lucky does that. She's always got a toy in her mouth, and she'll
Yeah.
carry a toy for months, and then she'll rip it up, get the squeaker out. Once that's gone, she doesn't want anything to do
That's
with it.
what Jack does. Jack has to go outside to take a whiz with a nice new fluffy toy in his mouth, and
Well,
then he's going to drop it on the grass and the crap and everything else.
She's always got a toy. I think. What kind of dog is Jack?
Jack is a Labrador. This is the brother, 1 year younger.
Sometimes they have
No physical problems at all.
Yep.
Healthy
Anyway.
as a horse. All right, my friend.
We'll do this again. I look
Bye, you
forward to
guys.
it. How about Mondays with Linda and Mel?
And Mel, every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks.
Okay, honey.
All right, sweetie. You stay well.
I love you.
Bye-bye. Love
Ciao.
you too. Bye-bye.
Well, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's still recording.
Oh,
I thought I ended it. Oh, it doesn't matter.
it was